Welcome back, my friends. I had a conversation with a few new players and asked them what they'd like to see in a basic tutorial, as Star Citizen can be a little complex, and many feel it has a rather steep learning curve. What I noticed is that they all indicated that they simply wanted a very quick guide to just, quote, get me in the game and help me start exploring. I'll address my needs beyond that as I go. So that will be the goal of this video, as to not overwhelm for those first steps. Now, let's get in the verse. While it's possible you already set up an account, I'll give a very brief overview for those who have not. Should you wish to skip past this, I will put the timestamps down in the pinned comment below. To set up an account, go to the website linked in the description and enlist now. Use a friend's code or use my code. The link I provided will automatically fill in my referral code. This helps you and the one whom referred you. If during a free fly, you do not need to purchase a game package, but still need an account. If you are joining outside of a free fly, you will need a game package. For this video, I will use the 100i, but everything I am doing can be done in a package such like the Aurora. I have made a video regarding game packages, and again, will link in the description below, should you seek a bit more when starting out. Once completed, run and install the launcher and the game on a solid-state drive only. Unless you're a masochist, then by all means, go ahead and run on a hard disk drive. After the install, hit play. And please have a decent GPU and a minimum of 16 gigabytes of RAM. Again, unless you're a masochist. Now, hopefully your sessions run smooth. Just remember that Star Citizen is in alpha, so it is possible for a bug to hit you like
surprise, motherfucker.
As the game loads really quickly, the first thing I want to do is go into the options and dial in some settings as needed. If you are going to Orison, set the clouds to medium. Start with that. This helps the frame rate a good bit. You can adjust the others as you feel fit, but this one hits your FPS the most. Next, you will be created by a character creation screen. You can take the time if you wish, but we're going to proceed. Next, you will select a home. For this video, we will set our home to New Babbage. I really do not recommend Orison. It's brutal on the GPU and extremely long to commute when you exit the atmosphere. Your home will initially be your respawn when you die, because this is where your designated hospital is. You can move this up into the orbiting space station. We awaken in our apartment or hab on Microtech. To start, we'll hit F12 to go ahead and hide the chat. Hit F12 again to bring that back up. To get out of a bed or a seat, press the Y key. But when it comes to a ship, you will hold Y for a couple of seconds. It's to prevent accidental key presses in critical moments when flying. As for your bed, you can also hold F and select Get Up. Get very comfortable using the F key. While on a ship with a bed, you can lay down and select Log Out, but I recommend against it. It can be buggy. Just know it's there. To open your personal inventory, hit the I key. Yours will probably be empty, but it's a drag and drop system, or you can just simply double click the appropriate armor and it will equip onto your character. A quick note about inventory is that it is localized. So long term for you means if all of your gear is at New Babbage, unless you are in New Babbage or its orbiting space station, you cannot access this gear if you are on another planet or moon. So you need to equip what you need to bring in order to accomplish your goals. Just know that if you die with it, you lose it. This is for gear only, not ships. You can also store items on ships and different planets as you visit, and then that equipment will be accessible at those locations. So I see a lot of people long-term spreading out their gear. Another important feature is that you can also hold the F key and right-click to open the pit or personal inner thought menu. This will be basically your quick access. As per usual, WASD is to move forward, back, left, right. Space is to jump, up, control is to crouch, down. In FPS combat, Q and E in some games can be to lean left or right, and shift being run. This is similar to the ship's basic functionality we will address later, so as to not make it feel too foreign on the first flight. So in order to leave our hab, we need to hold the F key to highlight and open the door. Again, as well as to interact with near everything. So get used to effing many things in the verse. Sorry, I had to. To change your view, hit F4 for over the shoulder. Hit F4 again to go to a full third-person view, and hit F4 one more time to reset to first-person view. While in the third-person view, hold down the Z key, and then start to move your mouse around to reposition the camera. At first, when you're walking, you may notice that you're walking rather slowly. To adjust speed, use the mouse wheel to scroll up and to scroll down, and hold Shift to run even faster. Almost like a boost, huh? Again, take note for flight later. To get to our ship, we need to get to the spaceport, as that's where the hangars are located. Approach the elevator and hold F to call the elevator. Then, once inside, go to the elevator's interior control panel, hold F, and select Lobby. Elevators can take time, so give it a few seconds. It could be 10 floors up. As one ideally would do in real life, we follow signs. And sometimes you're a bit too far away and maybe cannot see the sign. So while holding down the F key, scroll the mouse wheel up to zoom in and down to zoom back out. Then simply let go of the F key to reset the view. We will quickly head down to the spaceport. There's a visual bug here that looks like you're in a room. Just keep going forward. I would imagine this would get fixed soon. We follow the signs to the spaceport. When waiting for trams, take note of the timers. They arrive on time and leave even faster. Departing the tram, we need to take an elevator up to the New Babbage Intergalactic Spaceport. As we arrive and go up the tunnel, you will exit to your left where we see the hangars. These are Fleet Manager kiosks and will be found at all cities and space stations. This is going to be where you call your ships. As this is your home, all ships will be available here. Should you have other ships or travel elsewhere, please note that at the new destination, you will need to claim any other ships that you did not fly out there and then wait the specified time for its delivery. Also, if your ship is destroyed or lost, you again need to go to one of these terminals in order to claim your ships. As your ships get larger, you're really going to want to make sure you stay on top of this as the claim time starts to jump up exponentially. With the ship called, we will now take the elevator to the designated hangar. Again, use F and scroll with the mouse wheel to cycle through the floors if you do not see it. Once we arrive, take a moment and Google that new ship of yours. To enter all ships, approach and begin to F the ship. No more, I promise, that's it. As we enter the ship, we will again hold F to sit in the pilot's chair. Hit the R key to initiate flight ready, which turns on both power and the engines. Or you can hold F and do this manually. There is a reason for this. Say planet side, you will want to turn off the engines but leave the power on simply to keep your shields up. Though with the Ares and A2 in game now, well, we'll get to that another time. As on foot, you can hit the F4 key to cycle through views. Holding the Z key, you can reposition the camera. To leave any hangar and not a landing pad, you are required to request a departure. You can do this either via your MobiGlass, it's your smartwatch in the year 2950-ish, or via communications in the ship. If one is bugged, try the other. To open the MobiGlass, hit F1. The MobiGlass is where you will track your reputation, get missions, share missions, send money via MoTrader, view extended inventory via Knickknacks, set routes for destinations via the star map, which is F2. It gets used a lot, so it does deserve its own hotkey. But know that all communications with air traffic control will be found under your Friends tab through your MobiGlass. Contact them, they will acknowledge, and then the doors will open. Or you can open the comms on your ship's HUD and select the ATC. Know that if you take too long, and it's a gracious amount of time, the spaceports and space stations will attempt to despawn the ship. Please note that air traffic control communication will only show up once you are in range. You will get an alert for that. As before when we were on foot, when you jump to go up, you hit the spacebar. Well, in the ship, in order to go vertical, you again press the spacebar. So this being the first time, gently tap the spacebar so you get a feel of just how much thrust will take place. Just think back to your FPS on foot controls. So most of your basics will be the same. But with a ship comes loads of other extra ship controls. Right now, we're just dealing with the basics. Press N to retract your landing gear. You can visibly see them retract, or you can verify they have been retracted, as the landing gear will dim on the HUD as such. If you have a ship that utilizes VTOL, such as the Cutlass Black, press the K key to rotate the engines, again marked on the HUD. And only if your ship has VTOL will you need to worry about that. And briefly, know that ships have two modes, coupled and decoupled. By default, you will be coupled, which is indicated by it being lit up. Basically, think of decoupled as drifting. If you're in space and you shut down your engines, momentum will keep you going. If you fly coupled, the ship is going to slow down and stop. We're going to keep it on coupled, and I highly recommend for now, while you get used to everything, you do the same. As on foot, when you want to crouch down, you hit Control. Well, to descend in your ship, hit Control. W to go forward, S to go backward, A and D for left and right, Q and E to roll left or right. Again, just like walking, to increase the speed of your ship, use the mouse wheel to scroll up and down. You can see the throttle speed being manipulated here. A word of caution, be gentle with the mouse controls as it controls the pitch. It is very sensitive. So go slow. It takes time to get adjusted to the feel. Clearing the doors, let's boost. Similar to running, hold shift. Hit the C key for cruise control, and that's indicated by this marker here. Please be aware of this. Many new players accidentally hit the C key and unsure why their ship keeps flying when they themselves are applying no input to the ship. To turn it off, hit the C key again. Now, just like in a first-person shooter, you would use your left and right mouse buttons to attack. That will be the same for your ship. We are in what is called an armistice zone, which locks your weapons out. When you are close enough to a city or space station, your weapons will be locked out as you are being considered in an armistice zone. Armistice is SIG's attempt to lessen other players from going "Surprise, motherfucker!" and kill you so hard that you quit the game. You will be alerted when you enter and exit Armistice. Now that we're flying, let's get moving longer distances. This is done by using the quantum drive. To initiate the quantum drive, hit the B key, and as we pitch up, we notice everything is red. We want to get to the Microtech orbiting station, known as Port Tressler. Once we reach the appropriate altitude, we will keep the reticle in line and you will see the drive calculate. Then hold the B key for a few seconds to quantum travel to the station. We can elect to either fly close to the station, then request a landing from the ATC. But for this, let's do a quick round trip to one of the moons of Microtech to practice, while we can hit B to bring up eligible quantum jumps. And keep an eye on your fuel. I will hit F2 in the Mobiglass to bring up the star map. I scroll in using the middle mouse wheel and reposition using the left and right mouse buttons. I click the destination that I would like and then select Set Route. I press F2 to close and then press B to initiate the quantum engine. Then align to begin the spool, and once the spool is complete, again hold B to engage the engine. After we arrive, we could use F2 to select the destination on the moon, or initiate a quantum drive to show locations and fly down rapidly. But let's go back to Port Tressler. We will begin closing the video by requesting a landing at Port Tressler. Once we touch down on the designated landing pad, we can quit the game without logging off. And the next time you log in, you will be starting from Port Tressler. And if you need to refuel, open your Mobiglass as soon as you land, and refuel and repair as needed. And one final thing. Remember, you lose all of your items if you do this. Bugs do happen, so do not get attached to your items. Hold down backspace, and you will suicide the character. And as you get up from the bed, you will notice that you are now in a medical gown. Be aware that when you do die and wake up, the game does give you a default flight suit and helmet. So open your inventory, go to undersuit, scroll all the way to the bottom, and after you remove the medical gown, you can then equip the default RSI flight suit and then go to helmet and equip the default RSI helmet. So no need to go buy another flight suit. At this point, you should feel pretty confident about getting about the verse and starting on your way. And look forward to future videos as I will expand on more details of what the game has to offer. I hope you enjoyed the content and found it very helpful. If you would like to see more, please be sure to like and subscribe, as that does help support and grow the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. So until next time, stay badass. This is Gipsy Ronin, out.
Attention citizens. Security forces have reason to believe members of Tram Squadron have breached corporate city defense protocols. Be aware.